which situation would you like us to have done differently that would have actually put us in a position to win the championship? That is the question that Darrell Morey posed to all of us who um, question how he's handled, or not him particularly, but how the Philadelphia organization as a whole has handled the Ben Simmons situation. Um, and so, myself, I'm going to try to tackle that question. My name is BDL44, and thank y'all for coming to see what I'm talking about. All right. What I want to see the Philadelphia do better that would actually put them in a position to win a championship is to understand that your path to winning a championship this year is shot. It's shot. But next year's not shot. The year after that's not shot. The year after that is not shot. However, if you continue to keep your price tag on Ben Simmons as high as it is, and he continues to sit or be unhappy or go out on the floor and not be his best because you forced him to come out there against his own merit and will, if it does come to him going out there and just saying, forget it, I'll just do the best I can because I'm so unhappy, it only appears that y'all doing that, to me, because you want to enforce your will upon him. Maybe as an example, to set, against, this behavior ever again reoccurring within other players. Maybe just because you guys are control freaks and want this black man to do exactly what you want him to do because he signed a contract. I don't know. Maybe it's some other third thing that I can't see, but I can tell you this. Your chances of winning a championship with Ben Simmons is gone. Your chances of getting a quality player in return for Ben Simmons is gone. And so, the only thing that can happen here is you guys looking worse by continuing to bully this dude who is clearly telling you you are the trigger for all of my mental health concerns. That's what I'm getting out of his behavior. I don't know what the heck y'all saying, but he told y'all back in June that he didn't want to be there? To your faces is what's being reported. And you're holding him there against his will based on a contract that you know he's irresponsible for handing back to you. All of his money. A very small fraction of yours. In regards to his investment in the investment you've placed in him. An investment you would have placed in any superstar in this league. And you saying that you are only going to trade him for a player that's going to win a championship for you. Darrell, what you need to do is go back and tell your bosses that what they're asking you to deliver, you can't deliver. That's what you need to do. Instead of telling all of us to answer questions that you can't even damn well answer, go back and tell your bosses that you can't answer that question for them. You can't deliver that. Even Darrell Morey can't make Ben Simmons be worth Dame Lillard today. Ben Simmons is assured that that is the case. Why? Because he's mad at you guys for putting him through this. Don't you get it? And I'm not even talking to Darrell because I know Darrell gets this. Of course he gets this. Every sane individual in that search situations gets this. The longer y'all continue this tug of war with this young kid, the worse his value is going to be. The more disgruntled he's going to appear, the less anyone is going to want to take him on. Plus, he's not playing ball. So that means he's getting in worse shape. We got an example of what it looks like when someone's not getting in good shape. Right here for us to see in Zion Williamson as we speak. The example is right to the left of us as we swipe in our phones. All day long, him holding McDonald's bags all day long. I've been seeing it. So you think I'm supposed to believe that Ben Simmons sitting is going to make other GMs want to overpay for a contract they don't even want? Now, mind you, if Ben Simmons as we know him without the trouble, Ben Simmons as we know him with the flaws of being able to look as bad as he did in these playoffs, that Ben Simmons, he's not going to get that return without this controversy. You're not going to get Dame Lillard or Bradley Beal for him without this controversy. Why? Because of the flaws in his game. So you have him valued at a certain price, but he's not valued at that price to everyone unless they have the pieces in place to make him be at his best. Then he needs shooters. He needs players who can help him and complement him defensively. He needs players to do a lot of different things. Can't just pick and plug Ben Simmons, and you guys know that. So the fact that you put this price tag on him during this disgruntled period in time just speaks to the delusions of the people who employ you, Darrell. They are delusional about what it is that they can get back for this kid, and most importantly, they have a sick stranglehold on wanting to control him. It's sick. And there's a few of us fans who are savvy enough to see it. There's something wrong there. They want him to do what they want him to do. They want him to behave like they want him to behave. That's when it starts becoming something else. This ain't a business transaction. This is about control. And minds like myself can see straight through that nonsense. And that's why I've been calling on everybody to leave that organization, because whoever's at the top of it, they're showing me signs of being not so good people. Not so good people. And maybe they reflect what the energy of the city is, because I've been hearing that everybody out there act a certain way. I don't know. They boo Santa Claus, Beyonce. I don't know. Maybe that's what y'all like. But if I'm Ben Simmons, I ain't playing for that. I'm not playing for them, and I'm not playing for you. Period. Because of all this, 7 years of this, and the best y'all can do is boo me for not being at my best mentally. Believe all these narratives about me when I bust my butt out here for you for the last 6 years. That's how I'm looking at it if I'm Ben Simmons. The only fan base I ever played for don't want to see me? Y'all believe in the first thing said about me? Okay. Cool. When I'm at my worst. If he hated y'all, why'd he sign the contract in the first place? Because he loved money? He could have got that money anywhere, Philly. Newsflash. If Ben Simmons would have hit free agency, he would have got this contract. Because what I know is the team that he would have went to would have valued him like you do. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him in the first place. Think about it. Think about it. Ben didn't have to get that money from Philly. Everybody's sitting up here saying he shouldn't have signed the contract. He shouldn't have signed the contract. Stay there for a second. Why did he sign the contract? Because he felt the situation was good. What happened? They brought in some new people, did some things differently. Something happened. Something changed. Or maybe he just didn't realize he can get that money anywhere. I'm sure he does now. But it's too late because he's bound in the contract. Now, I don't know. A lot of that might have had to do with his representation. Just like some of this display may have something to do with his representation. And Rich Paul has some things he needs to work out in regards to the situation. Nobody's sitting here saying that you've handled this the greatest. You haven't. This should have never gotten to this point. And I think a lot of what it seems is going on is Philadelphia's organization maybe having a little bit of a fight going on there in that regard. But the kid, Ben Simmons, you can talk about his mindset. This is a 27, 26-year-old dude, whatever. He's young, man. He don't have it all together yet. We saw Dwight went through certain things when he was younger, things that he wouldn't do today. It just comes with life, especially when you're given a lot. Hey, a lot of people are getting on the Philadelphia organization for coddling Ben Simmons. I don't know that they have been coddling Ben Simmons. I don't know that. Judging by the way they're treating him right now, I'm not sure they ain't been picking on Ben Simmons the whole damn time, to be honest with you. Making him feel more so whatever the hell that was we saw there in the playoffs. But see, nobody want to talk about that. It don't benefit nobody to talk about that. It makes more sense to talk about the kid that we haven't heard from. And it's a foregone conclusion that he's just all of these different characteristics that have been described to us. You know, I'm not on that bandwagon no more. I'm more so along the lines of I want to hear what the kid has to say before I'm really ready to buy all these damn narratives, especially about his character. I know people will lie about your character just to put you in a position on the board in their chess game. They'll tell the world about you a certain way, and the world will just use that as a foregone conclusion, as they have in this case. Everybody's made it very, very, very clear that Doc Rivers' words were what sent Ben Simmons over the moon. And from that single point that we know as fact, even though we haven't heard him say that at all, we've been able to derive a lot of different things and a lot of different opinions about this kid, about this person. And I'm reading comments and I'm thinking, what is it that everybody's rallying around? What is it that they can all agree about without questioning the Philadelphia organization? What is it that they're all agreeing about? That Ben Simmons is a baby. Why is Ben Simmons a baby? Because Ben Simmons heard what Doc said and didn't take himself accountable for those things that Doc was feeling and instead pointed his vitriol at Doc. That's what we're hovering around. But did we ever hear Ben Simmons say Doc's words, did it? Did we ever hear that? No. No, I never heard him say that. Did we ever hear him say, yo, Joel Embiid, I can't play with him and that is why I'm leaving? I haven't heard him say it. I've heard the media say it. And then I've heard them rally around that as truth and build their stories around that point, that narrative. That's what I see. What I also see is the bullcrap that Philadelphia isn't engaging in. That's also what I see. This could take 4 years. Sure it could. He has a 4-year contract. He's holding out. What's the point of saying that? I know what the point was now because I listened to the entire interview. See, the last video I made, I had only seen the quote. I listened to the video now. I know exactly what Darrell was saying to everybody. I understand. And like I said, I think Darrell is trying to do his job. And I think I would feel very comfortable if Darrell was running my team as it pertains to being a GM. Problem is, how much freedom does he have right now? Is he doing what makes sense? Or is he doing what he was told to do? It's the latter. You know how I know? He kept saying what gives us the best opportunity to win a championship. That, to me, within the context of what he was talking about, was code for the irrational and unexplainable. That was exactly what that meant. Literally. The irrational and unexplainable. In other words, I'm raising the price of this dude sky high, right? Because I want to give us the best opportunity to win the championship. Because my bosses want something irrational that I can't provide them. Same thing. Same exact thing. Because the reality is, we know, if you follow the Philadelphia 76ers, you know that Ben Simmons literally is not going to play for them this year. And you also know that they can't win a championship without him or without trading a star for him, as we're saying, literally. But that singular point helps you understand something too. That there is absolutely no way they're going to be able to make up for that value unless they trade him 4 stars. He's telling you. Redundancy, I know. But follow me here. Follow me on what I'm saying to you. Darrell knows that. He know he can't get the price tag for this kid he wants. That's why he's saying this could take 4 years. You know who he was really talking to? Himself. Preparing himself for every day having to not only deal with this as it pertains to his aspect of the job, but also having to answer questions for this every day. Having to be blamed for having to answer questions for this every day. Yes, who he was talking to was himself. I'm telling you, I'm telling you all. If I could be a wall, if I could be a fly on the wall, I'm trying to say, if I could be a fly on the wall in Darrell Morey's quarters where he don't have to be around any of them, I can guarantee you he's saying, I'm between a rock and a hard place and I can't do my job. Because they're asking for too much and making me answer questions that I can't answer because, quite honestly, what they have going on is absolutely irrational. That's what Darrell Morey wants to say because this is what's actually going on there. Can't do his job. If you take Ben Simmons right now, get Darrell Morey out of there, put him as the GM of a different team. Take Ben Simmons' contract, put him in that situation, minus this problem. You know he would have traded Ben Simmons already and gotten haul for Ben Simmons already. He would have gotten a haul for Ben Simmons already, man. He had a deal on the table for James Harden to get Ben Simmons up out of there. You know Darrell Morey know what he's doing. That's not the issue. Somebody told him not to take that deal. That's the issue. Do you really think Darrell Morey wouldn't trade Ben Simmons for James Harden? Who actually think that was his decision not to make that deal? Come on, man. And it's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And Philadelphia fans, y'all got to stop eating up this bullcrap that these Philadelphia organization is giving you. Stop buying that. Y'all bought the process and you're buying this. The next 4 years of him holding out gives you no opportunity to win a championship. None. The only thing you can do is salvage this year. And the best way to do that is take the best deal for him. And all this talk about it not being a distraction, lies. I read body language just fine. Everybody in there was uncomfortable to a degree because ain't nobody want to have to answer questions about this dude. It's not even about being in the room with him. You can be in a room with anybody. That's not an issue. It's having to deal with the stuff that's around this. It's not just practice. It's answering questions after practice about this. You know what I'm saying? It's about answering it after the game. It's about every game they lose from here on out. It's going to be, well, how do you feel about Ben not being there to help you win? Don't you think you would have won if Ben was there? Those are the questions that they're going to have to answer every loss. For Darrell Morey to get up there and sell that to the Philadelphia fans was irresponsible. Honestly. Irresponsible because it's not properly painting the picture. The picture is we have no path to salvaging Joel Embiid's tenure here so long as this situation is in place. Bosses want me to do a tug of war that's going to prolong this situation longer than I'm even comfortable with. And it's going to ruin Joel Embiid's process of being here. It's going to ruin his tenure and his contract because we're not going to be able to get the value for Ben Simmons that we are demanding at this time. That's the truth. That's what he should have said to the Philadelphia fans. Hey, there's no solution for this. We're just going to play tug of war. And for the time being, my boss is going to get off on it, and that's going to keep me in the building, so I'm cool with it. That's the truth. So, Philadelphia gets to go on for the ride again. You guys are going to win a championship for a long, long time. In fact, I don't think you're going to get a championship until whoever that is that owns the team sells it. It's the only way it's going to happen. And Joel, I'm sorry, your career is about to be wasted, bro. I know you gung-ho about Philly. This is your team. Nah, this ain't it. You won't get the hell up out of there. I promise you that. You do. Remember the kid that you were tonight, draft night? It didn't get better for him. I keep saying that. It's the second time I said it in this camera. It didn't get better for him. And they're about to waste your entire career with this bull crap. But you're supposed to be the number one, though. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's what I got, man. That's what I got. If I would been, I'd play in China before I play for the Philadelphia 76ers again. I'm dead ass serious about that. But I'm a different breed. I'm totally different. It wouldn't even gotten this far. I'd have been on camera just like I am right now telling y'all about everything going on in Philadelphia. You're going to void my contract by the time I'm done talking about y'all asses. That's how I would handle it. And y'all just call me crazy anyway. That's how that would be. But at least you'd be doing it out of my voice. You gonna be giving me the merit from my own words, not what such and such Stephen A. or whomever on TV telling you is right about me. You feel me? That's how I would have to handle that. Like Kyrie did. When people get up there and say, Doc Rivers' comments. Nah, Ben Simmons need to come out and say, yes, it was Doc Rivers' comments. Or no, it ain't Doc Rivers' comments. It's more so such and such. Or when I get to where I go, I will promise to let you guys know what happened here. But right now, it don't benefit me to do that. Even if you say that little bit, at least it puts you in a position to have been heard. You notice how they didn't calm down on Kyrie. He ain't heard nothing out of Kyrie. I mean, it talked a little bit about Kyrie afterward. But after he did that 25 minutes, they talked about him for a day, and it's all Ben. Why? Because they can maneuver Ben's narrative. Because he ain't going to talk. Next time they get up there and say something about Kyrie, they got to wonder, is he going to get up here and say something that's going to dispute that? Is he going to call us out? They've calmed down on that man. The story ain't go away. He still ain't been vaxxed. They've calmed down on that man. That's all I'm saying. These media tricks and stuff that they be selling the media, I'm starting to wake up. Like in real ways. I'm starting to really see it. These narratives and how they mold people into thinking certain things about people, that shit is devious, bro. There's a lot of evil going on out there. I'm seeing it. And I'm calling it out. Y'all better stop me. My name is BDL44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.